I thought it would be kind of fun today to talk about where in the world is the Sun Princess. Also, you might recall when Princess Cruises partnered with Porsche to do a sweepstakes, and a lucky winner did indeed win a car. Well, we've got another cruise line also partnering with an automotive company. We're going to talk about some news coming out of the Ultimate World Cruise being sailed currently on Serenade of the Seas. A really fun review that is not just fun, but it is also really valuable. We've got a Let's Go family member who was just on the Regal Princess and shares some insight into how things are being managed at Princess right now. And we've got a lot more to talk about too, so let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Monday. It is February 12th of 2024. And let's start at the top. Where in the world is the Sun Princess? I know this is crazy, but every day I get up and one of the first things I do is check and see where the Sun Princess is. She is still docked there alongside at the Fincantieri shipyard, where she has been for a long time now being worked on. I don't have any more updates for you about when they are actually going to hand the ship over from the shipyard to Princess Cruises, but you know what? She is due to set sail this coming up weekend on February 18th, and it seems like everything that we are hearing that cruise isn't going to be canceled. So I am really excited for everyone who gets to go. Come and join us on our Facebook group if you haven't already. Post your pictures. I've got Let's Go family member who has so graciously said that she'll do her best to send me some pictures in any video if she can, so I will share it with you. But we are so excited to see that ship. When that cruise was canceled, the inaugural that we were set to be on, I was kind of sad, but I also knew that everything's okay as far as life goes. But as time has gone on, everything is still okay as life goes. But I've been kind of sad about not being able to be on that ship right when she set sail, because that had been my intent. I wanted to see it for myself just because I enjoy it so much, but I really wanted to share that experience with you. So I'm confident I'll share it with you, but just not right away. So she is still there, like I said, by the shipyard there in Italy. Let's talk about Regent Seven Seas. So Regent Seven Seas Cruise Line has just announced a partnership that they have forged with Aston Martin's Aramco Formula One team. And they are calling it a global cruise partnership. And the really interesting thing is, as you rate cruise lines and who is really Regent Seven Seas is one of the best as far as luxury goes. Same with Aston Martin on the automotive side. And what they are doing is they say that they share the belief in perfection, precision, and luxury. So they have come together and they are putting together really exciting experiences for people that really enjoy either racing or appreciate cars, all of these kind of things. And so what they're going to do is, first of all, they're going to have a sweepstakes and anyone can enter it. And you are entering to win a 10-day cruise on Regent Seven Seas. And along with that, you are winning a driving experience with Aston Martin's Aramco Formula One driving team. So that would be really fun, wouldn't it? And if you don't win the sweepstakes, but you still would like to have one of those experiences, you can book one of the cruises with Regent Seven Seas that includes that offering. And so they say they are creating exclusive experiences for luxury cruisers, but they are going to include the driving experiences like they're being offered with the sweepstakes. You can also get that, plus a tour of the team's state-of-the-art AMR technology campus in Silverstone, along with spotlight voyages that will immerse guests in the world of ultra-luxury cruising and high-performance motor racing. So if motor racing is your thing and luxury cruising is your thing, it sounds like Regent Seven Seas is for you. Let's talk for a minute about the Regal Princess. We've got a Let's Go family member who was on board just this last week and was kind enough to send me an overview of how everything went when he was on the ship. A few things stood out to me, and so I want to share with you what he had to say. First of all, he played the Princess Prizes, and he won $25 of onboard credit with that. If you're not familiar with Princess Prizes, it's a game that you play on board. It costs $10 a day to play, or if you get the Premier package, it's included. And you can win different things like from onboard credit. Sometimes people win flowers. Sometimes, and every cruise they give away one free cruise as part of that game. And so anyway, he won $25 of onboard credit. I love that he points out, since the Regal Princess sails out of Galveston, that there are those Texas liquor laws that make it so they can't serve you, well, if they can serve you beverages when you are still either docked there in Galveston or until you're far enough out that you're in international waters, they can serve you it, but you're going to have to pay the tax on it. And so he got an onboard credit for that. They got to have a $27 onboard credit refund for a Galveston port tax overpayment. If you don't know this, when you book a cruise, they estimate the port taxes. And so they got that. They got $12 back for having missed their port there in Cozumel due to the weather. And so that's really awesome. He ended up with almost $100 of onboard credit. Told you that just to give you an idea of how that works. A couple of things that stood out to me is, first of all, he mentioned how much he enjoyed the sanctuary. Now, the sanctuary, you do need to book right when you get on board the ship. You can't book it on the app or anything. You just go directly to the sanctuary and book it. The fun thing about doing it in the afternoon, which is what Gordon and I always do, we like to do it on afternoons on sea days, is the afternoon tea comes with it. They also wait on you pretty much hand and foot when you are there. Any drinks that you want, any sandwiches or anything else you want to order, you can order, as well as that afternoon tea. It's just delightful. Now, here's one thing I am hearing across the board overall. It seems like people are more pleased than we were there for a while with the food on Princess. I'm really happy to hear that. He did say that everything that he ate on the ship, the main dining room and Alfredo's, was really good. He said the one big miss, though, was the Crown Grill. And he said the food was amazing, but the service wasn't so great. It was very professional service, but they were clearly understaffed. And so that leads into the quick segue that I want to talk about here. He said that several of the crew members confirmed that as people leave the ship, as crew members leave the ship because it's the end of their contract, a lot of them are not being replaced. And I heard that from several crew members when we were on board the Island Princess in October, that they were really short-staffed, and as people were leaving, they were not hiring anymore. And you know, it used to be like, and I noticed, I visited with some people both at some of the bars as well as in the gift shop about this, that Calypso Cove. They mentioned that I could tell you would see the same people all day long and late into the night. And so I asked them, if they have to, why nobody was spelling them off. And it's because they're understaffed. And so I don't know if they're having a hard time getting workers, or if they're trying to cut corners to pay their debt and to earn more money. So if any of you have any insight into that, let us know. But that is one thing that we saw. But the amazing thing is about people who are crew members is they do such a good job and they pick up the slack. And so I think it is really important to recognize them for that. Be sure to say thank you. And I always give them an extra tip because I really appreciate everything that they do. Finally, I love that he talks about princess beds. The princess beds, I think, are remarkable. I really I didn't like the bed on Royal Caribbean. That wasn't very soft. It was not comfortable. It wasn't hard. It was just not a comfortable bed. But then on Norwegian, the bed was okay. On Celebrity, it was very nice. But I love the princess beds. And he pointed out that the bedding was heavenly, that just the mattress, everything was so comfortable. So I really appreciate that. And so it sounds like things are going really, really well on the Regal Princess, as well as on, I would say, overall. Alrighty, here's something that we need to talk about today. Two things. First of all, let's start off with the Carnival Jubilee. The other day I mentioned to you that people who are embarking on the cruise on the same day as the naming ceremony there in Galveston, those people have to come later for embarkation. That ship was due to set sail at 6:30, and now she is going to set sail at 8 o'clock at night. And just as a point of reference, I appreciate the update from our Let's Go family member who was going to be on that sailing and let us know. They officially, that naming ceremony is supposed to start at 3:30. With the way they are rolling the embarkation times, People are due to show up later and then go through in half-hour segments. And so by the time they run that naming ceremony, nowhere near all of the people who are going to sail on that cruise are going to be on board. A couple of things stand out to me about this. One is really how hard it is for people. When you park at the port there, you have to take a shuttle. You park at the parking place and then off you go on the shuttle to get over to the pier to get on the ship. And there are windows of time, and this is the same thing wherever you're going to park, whether you're in Florida, Galveston, other places. There is a window of time that they run those shuttles. Luckily, she found out that they are going to run those shuttles later to accommodate the Carnival requirements. But here's something I wanted you all to think about, and tell me what you think about in the comments. I truly understand that going forward, sometimes cruise lines are unsure what day they're going to do things. But I also feel like knowing what day they're going to get a ship, that she's coming, she's going to start sailing on a certain day, I think it would be really wonderful, and tell me what you think, if they would start notifying people when that naming ceremony is going to be so they can decide if they want to be on that cruise or not. And the other thing that goes with that is our Let's Go family member mentioned how they, I know, sail out of Galveston, and clearly the way she talks about it, it's a wonderful experience for them to see the dolphins and wave at the people on the pier and just see the beautiful scenery. But now with it occurring at 8 o'clock at night, it's just going to be dark and they're going to miss out on all of that. So my hope is that as Carnival sets sail on this sailing, that they perhaps give everyone on the cruise a little bit of onboard credit, something to try to make up for the fact that the beginning of their cruise was not what they anticipated. So I thought that was an important thing to talk about. We don't know yet when the naming ceremony is going to be for the Sun Princess, and so we'll just keep our eye out. Now, the other thing that I think is really important to talk about, and I'm going to look forward to hearing your comments, is the Ultimate World Cruise being sailed by Serenade of the Seas right now with Royal Caribbean is in the news again because they are having to tweak some of the ports of call due to what is going on in the Middle East. That is nothing new with what we are seeing with the other world cruises, as well as some of the itineraries on other cruises that were due to sail over there. But one interesting thing stands out to me about that Ultimate World Cruise, and tell me what you think. Ever since that world cruise set sail, there have been different people on board, and some of them are still on board, or some people have come and some people were on the ship and got off, and now we've got other people on board. We've had people on TikTok on there. I've seen people doing some vlogs from there. I've seen people talking about it on Instagram, about what is going on board that ship. The really interesting thing to me about it, as I watch a lot of it, is there are people who have never been on a cruise before. And so when you drop them into a world cruise, which is a little bit different anyway, still marvelous, but you have like such a long sailing, even the segments are really long, you put them in, and I feel like a lot of the coverage that has come out of that world cruise is not necessarily favorable to cruising. The thing that I think is so important to remember is that when you watch things, whether you watch videos, whether you watch TikTok, whether you watch Instagram, make sure that how the information that you take is really reliable. If you are someone that has been thinking about going on a cruise, you're new to cruising, and you have seen anything to do with that world cruise and it makes you concerned about sailing, I hope that you will stick with us. We really enjoy going on cruises. We really enjoy going on land vacations as well. And I think that they both have a really important place for the well-traveled individual. And so stick with us, ask your questions, and we are happy to share with you how things really work on a cruise ship. And I would like to hear from all of you in the comments what you think about all this as well. I will look forward to seeing you. We've got our live tonight. It's going to start at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so bring your questions, come and be ready to have a fun time talking about cruising, and I'll see you here again tomorrow as well. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.